Good evening, one and all. It is Sunday, it's the end of the week, and it's time that we jump into some more good old Warframe. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you're doing well where you are around the world today. I see we've got Kelton redeeming the first today. I swear you managed to catch that so many times, but well, you managed to catch it this time as well. Congrats on that. Welcome in, Ackerboy. Welcome in, George. Welcome in, Dalen. Welcome in, Exoliac. Hope you're all doing well today. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Guilty is the hard mode Predator boss fight, and I know exactly two things about it. One, it's the Predator hard mode boss fight, and two, how to access it. That is functionally all that I actually know about it, and so the idea is to discover along the way everything that comes with that. Now, of that one thing I do know is I do need to grab Uriel real quickly here, and just head on down to a certain Dark Refractory. Let's just pop on over to Sanctum Anatomica and take it from there. Red in the background? Sure thing, why not? Let me just grab the remote for that. Boop. Oh yeah. Alright. Now the steps down are probably somewhere over here. Nope. I'm just going to fast travel. Here we go. Right. So what we need to do is we head to Lotus here. And we just need to bow.
So, devil, you choose the harder path. As always.
Well, that was ominous. That was a little bit ominous, yep. Alright. Green asking if I spent my channel points, would I be able to light you? I'm not sure what you even think you're trying to achieve there, sorry. I am lost on that one. But yes, with Predator, we now have Guilty unlocked. There it is, the Guilty. An arc level 265 to 270 with the same old suggested damage. Up from levels Steel Path 165 to 170. It was 100 levels higher, and I guess takes on all three. Interesting. Interesting. So with that, let's
The other, the hand of Natah. You are adapting to our ways.
Sure. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab some equipment. Now, of course, I'm going to start with good old LAVOS, but I'm sure I'm going to get absolutely steamrolled and need to adapt from there. That is the plan. That actually is the plan. Jellyfish, a VO413, variety up onto 18 months, 1.5 years of support. Much appreciated. Cheers. Cheers indeed. But yes, I intend to go into this to lose, ironically enough. I intend to go in with my more... okay, look, I don't care about your intentions, it's my intentions right now, Lotus. Shut up, go away. Yeah, I intend to go in with my somewhat default loadout, get flattened, and then counter it and adapt and work my way up from there. That is the idea. Although if it works first time, then I guess we'll just do something else. I'll just celebrate being too good. That's not going to happen. I'm going to get flattened. And it'll be a joy to see, I'm sure. The Great Caped Goomba with their 16 months of Prime. Much appreciated for continued support on the channel here as well. Cheers on that. Cheers indeed. Alright then, so what is my standard loadout? It is, of course, good old Burst and Prime. Let's just make sure it's not anything daft. Given what I'm likely to go in against here and what I'm currently using, I'm going to actually switch to Primary Bulwark. But otherwise, it is just standard fare. Latum is Latum. It continues to be an absolutely redonkulous weapon. No changes necessary there. And with the Zores doing good old Zores things with melee influence, making it frankly ridiculous. That is beautiful. And you'll notice my Zores, by default, I always have Life Strike on here. Because I usually run health tank frames, and Zores is a heavy attack weapon, it just always, this is basically just 20% lifesteal on all Zoris damage, which is beautiful if I'm not one-shot. And then for Lavos, I'm just going to use standard main loadout, Swift Bite, Vance Formation, Arcane Grace, all of that good stuff. The only thing I might change is Arcane Velocity, because that was on there for some fire rate for pistols. It sure does make the latum go absolutely burr, but I think in this instance it may be beneficial to see if I can look at something a little tankier, given what we're going into. The question is, what kind of tankier? That is certainly the question. So things like Arcane Blessing give me more maximum health, but that's just pushing it down the road.
4 months until I get to say a horrible pun.
Persistence maybe not so ideal, given that Lavos doesn't have the greatest of self-healing methods. It's a lot more passive, and the one goes on cooldown for far longer than persistence will keep him alive. Bite Bitson, thank you very much for the 20 months of support, much appreciated. 4 months until a horrible pun? That's concerning. Not sure where we're going to go with that one, but all the same. Cheers for the continued support. And between the three of you, you've kicked off a hype train. We always love to see that. In terms of other options, I mean, you can always go for more parkour. Parkour is very powerful to have. Much of the rest of these are not going to do a lot for me. 900 armor sounds fun, but on Lavos who already has over 2,000, that's just... it's a very small increase, all told. And if I'm taking singular heavy hits, it's rarely going to even trigger. I don't know if I am going to be taking those, but that's kind of what I'm presuming based on other hard mode fights. Ellie, thank you for it. Welcome in, Doctor. Channel abilities don't exist for me here. As much as impetus is fun for Lavos, it's not important right now. Line run means don't tell me anything beforehand? Preferably yes. I'm not looking for y'all advice. If I start seeing backseaters in the chat, I'll just switch it to emote only mode. Or follower only mode, sub only mode, I'll pick a mode, based on who's deciding to break it. So to be quite honest, looking through all of these, I think I am just going to stick with what I got, because at the very least it does give a lot of fire rate to the latum, so it does become a monstrous, overwhelming output, and maybe that is what is going to save the day. As much of the rest of this is just not going to do it for me. So yeah, we'll just roll with it. Just see what happens. I can start fixing things once I know what I'm up against. Also, let's set this to fired up so my companion could do as much damage as possible, because that's always fun. Got this Arcanes galore. Well, I mean, I have played a bit, yeah. I have played a bit. Got a few of them. And Darth Watchbear with the gifted sub into the community here. That's gone over to Till52. In fact, Darth Watchbear, that's your first ever gifted sub to the community, no less. So thank you very much for breaking the glass on that right there. Much appreciated. That's kicking us into the second level of the hype train. Cheers. Stick in-game will go to... Sorry, stick with the current playlist will go to in-game. You know what? In-game music is probably the shout there. It is probably the shout there, and if someone redeems otherwise, I'm going to ignore them. Let's do that, because I don't know what the music's going to be like for this. Let's pop it there. That should be fine. Okay, so having set up a whole lot of nothing, and taking yet another hydrate, cheers, bite. Let's go for this. Let's get absolutely flattened, and then decide how I can improve upon that. In terms of what I'm going to bring here, Madurai does give me a hell of a lot of damage and fire rate on my primaries and secondaries. I do love my gunplay in this game, so that seems like a sensible approach to it, doesn't it? We'll stick with Madurai. The other options would give me, what, melee damage and critical chance. Honestly, great for melee, but melee isn't my biggest focus. Zeneric, ability strength and energy max, only one of those even apply to me, and then not very well. Max health and status chance. Status chance? Alongside max health? That's a very weird combination. And then armor and bonus impact damage. Yeah. Not too sure on these, to be honest. Like, the armor could have been nice if it had the health with it, but yeah. So let's go into the guilty and see what happens. Quickly from Tomiyaki, would it be alright for me to ask some questions on how you acquired some of the things you have in Warframe from time to time? I mean, if you're looking to ask questions about just Warframe, yeah. Yeah? I'm not sure what kind of questions you feel the need to ask permission to ask in that regard. Almost more concerning that you need to, but... Alright. Oh, I skipped the cinematic, and we're straight into whatever's going on here. Alright. Giant Trin in the background there. Okay, well, we're starting with a lot of stuff. Let's just get some radiation out there. Don't know that it'll help me, but it might throw them off. Oh boy. Dodge that. Right, I'm just going to use this starting bit of power to see how much that does for me. Oh boy. Trinity Prime prepares to bless her allies. I'm trying to dodge the electricity right now. Okay, I can't seem to hit him right now. That's fine. You know what? I need these guys to be doing a little bit less. Oh, what? Wait, you're not there. Don't appear if you're not there. I don't know what that is. Nope, you're not real. Worm is down. Is it me, or are there a lot of things here that aren't real? Which is really, really disorienting. Okay, you've gone invulnerable. To heal. Let's unheal you. There we go. Okay, I should be able to get in close, take a few shots there, and now pile that in. No, whatever you've just tried doing, you're not allowed to do it. I'm going to try and focus down Volt here, because Volt seems pretty vulnerable to my damage. There we go. That's bad. Let's get out of that. Trinity doing Trin things. Please stop. I don't need them healed. If I'm killing them, it's because I want them dead. Take out you. Oh boy. Dodged a little something there. Right, now I can focus on the Caliban. What? Oh, you again. Summoning yet another thing I can not interact with. Okay. I will be honest. Things that look like they're very interactable, not being interactable, has never been easy to process, but it is what it is. Where's my target? There you are. The one thing I can shoot. Charge. And a white. Right then, Mesa is new target. Remove the dispensary. Continue to focus on her. Can I burst you down before Trinity can do anything to save you? Damn. That looks like a no. I think Trinity just saved it there. I need to stay out of these beams where I can. Get away from that. Right. Focus Trin. Trinity is down. I should now be able to take out Mesa. What is that doing? Let's get rid of it. There we go. Get out of that line of fire. Another one down. Okay. So far, so good. Holding. Again, focus Trinity because Trinity is healing stuff. That cannot be allowed to continue. I am being targeted by Ember. I need to stop that from happening. Okay. Now, hopefully from the security of being behind a pillar. Not very secure, but I do seem to have a lot of tank. We have got an Ash to deal with as well. No, please stop that. Thank you. That one down. Okay. I'm applying cold again to my attacks here. Where is Ash gone? Hold on. Something's moving around me very quickly. That's a Caliban. I don't want Caliban. Bench taken out. Ash discovered. That's not a lot of headshot charge, but I'll go for it. There we go. Not the time to run out of charges, because I think it's now all of them! Roll through, hit them with as many procs as I can. What kind of distributed damage can I get on stuff here? I need to take out that. There we go. Stop doing that. I now have breathing room. Oh. Hit the shield on the corners, take it out and charge the gun. That'll do. Right, Trinity, you need to go down. Trinity can prepare to do whatever she damn well pleases. I'm going to keep shooting her. Where is she? Is she dead? Oh, fuck. Need to dodge these. There we go. Ember denied. I don't see Trinity, so I think I did catch her there. Which is good. Means... Oh, ow, 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 ow. Bad, 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 bad. Okay. Where is Ember? There's Ember. Deny that. Grab gun back. Get out. Okay. Yeah, I don't see Trinity. I need to get rid of Ember. Every time Ember starts doing that stuff, it puts me on massive edge. I don't see. Shit, 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 shit. That should have taken her out. Why did that not stop her? Okay, I think I just got rid of Ember. I'm taking a lot of damage there. Heal up off it. Alright, this Proteus is being really annoying. She's next. Fuck. Tried hitting Volt Shield, but I missed. That's a Volt again. Heal up. Charge gun. Right, I want Protea. Where's Protea? We got a lot of damage on her. Oh, she's doing this invuln thing. It's got object hell. I'm barely blinking. Because I don't want to blink and miss something I need to dodge. Come on. Alright, that's that one down. Woo! Dodge. Oh, your shield is back, is it, Volty boy? Alright. Let's meticulously take this out. There we go, get the stun on him for that. Cold block the spot. I appear to have switched to Mesa, but that will do. He's nearly down. Get out of the line of fire. Mesa down. 2 to go. Volt, you're next. Volt is down. Last one to go. Ya boy Caliban. Oh, I appear to have gained a debuff. There we go. Wait, are you still alive? When did I not kill you? Hiding in the shadows this whole time. Alright. There we go. Next up. It's the Dactylist. And a second Dactylist. It's both Dactylists at once. Okay then. Will they handle Latem Go Burr? Well, first I do need to be able to charge up a new Burr. I also need to dodge whatever the that is. They don't normally do this. I've gained another debuff for taking too long. I don't know what happens as those debuffs climb higher. I'm too scared to try and find out. Come on. Alright, that is something I need to dodge. And dodge I did. What do you mean those things don't charge my gun? Shit. Okay, did not survive that very well. Come on, where's the headshots for charging? See, when I have charge, I can do good damage. It's charging on these bastards, that's the problem. Oh, that's bad. Alright, well. Did I just get rid of all the things that I could have revived on? I think I did. Mistakes were made, all of them mine. Yep. Ah, damn it. Okay. Charging up the Latem in that second stage is proving very, 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 very tough. Ah. Whew. Okay. I survived a lot longer than I expected, but yeah, that damage output I had there was not it. So, let's try and counter what happened. No suggestions, guys, no suggestions. It's blind. I don't need you leading me. Okay. So, let's think about this. Latent charging, I've already got it bonused for charging faster. Honestly, it was doing well enough there. So that's not really my concern. My concern is lining those headshots later on. I'm not... Excuse me. Sorry, food is arguing. Not using my burst really for this. I'm sorry, I hate NPCs that loudly keep idly randomly saying stuff in my ears. Stop. So, I've not really been using my primary. So what if I went ahead with Scourge? With Scourge, I can deploy the Spear of it to create bullet attractor fields, which should land those headshots more readily. So I think that can work out for me there. Second, let's swap over to the weapon max approach. And again, switch back into... Is it... Agility for the fire rate? No, it's parkour. Velocity, there we go. Now this has mecha modded onto it at the moment. We're not going to be mechaing, so let's mod around that instead. And let's go for corrosive projection. You can come out. Advanced formation, swift bite. Not sure I need that. Piercing roar is nice. Let's see, what do I have that I'd want to put in there? Swift Bite has its huge sears, but I'm not sure it's enough of one. Tell you what, if I am swapping to Scourge and then back out on the regular, Vigorous swap could do some work here. I could see that doing something to help. Let's try that. Now, it turns out the focus school doesn't seem to matter as much because we're not gaining decrees. No, not decrees. Initiative. It did have the opportunity for the revive there, but what if I focus on the power in advance? I mean, I could just use that Madurai power straight up. Yeah, that's probably the way on that. Let's use that. So if I do that as a combination, Madurai power, once I got the full charge on the late term, add on the raw bonus, go full send on that. That could do it. And how do I activate the strength on it? Button. There we go. Okay, yeah, we're going through 5 screens now, and I broke it. I broke it. Right, we'll go back to that in a sec. Yeah, Talon Strikes might be a thing as well. So, just remind myself how we use this. Strength. Switching to Warframe after a chain sling is 40% ability strength. Change sling, that's what I gotta do. Got it. Okay. I do notice a number of you regulars doing your best to resist giving suggestions and then immediately giving suggestions. Oh, I create a guide community. I end up with a bunch of community members who want to be part of the guide. I get it. I get it. Orphan. Blind. Alright, let's do this. Let's target. Oh yeah, it's got to spawn in. When did they add this? With the Folly update. Oh, okay. I don't know if I was just better at aiming or if that just slapped, but... One down. Two down. Next. Oh yeah, no, that is helping. Holy fuck, is that helping? Down. Down. Let's vault. There you are, boy. Shit. Oh, get out of the line of that fire. Can you not, please? I was shooting over there. Uh-oh. No. There we go. Okay. Woo! Launch next. That's placed. Buff. That's not hitting what I thought it would hit. There is Trin. Trinity down. Mesa down. Didn't even get the Incarnate to blap that one. I just told it perish. I need to deal with this threat. Wasn't ready for her to immediately cast that. Trin, I think, is down. Gotta keep dodging Volt here for a moment. How many times do I need to hit you to knock you out of that mode? Fuck. Actually, I ended up just killing her. Worked. Which one is he? Probably the one my companion is shooting at. There we go. I was wondering why I didn't get full charge on the headshots there. It's because he died. Chain, sling, full raw, full charge, full Trinity obliterate into next. Oop. Don't want to shoot the pillar. The pillar is not my foe. Taking heat proc. Let's fix that. Shit, 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 shit. Fuck! That damn Ember. I'm not going to revive here. Caliban's not got summons for me. Yeah, I'm down. Ember is such a threat. Alright, well, it was fun. Go ahead. We try again. God, it's above. Ember just slams straight into that auto-targeting super heat proc so quickly. Alright, we try again. Chain sling, raw, scourge, charge, give him cold, Trinity down, Protea dying, dead. I don't think I actually activated my raw correctly there. Right, haven't tried this yet, let's try it. Okay. Okay. Okay, that feels like a hack. The fuck killed me? The fuck killed me? Ah, shit, I still managed to take out Trinity anyway. Oh well. What killed me? That's a minute in. How is this getting worse? I mean, it can't get much worse than that, but okay. Trinity linked health to me? Oh, so I dash through and die. Okay, well, that sucks. I'd seen the link multiple times before. I thought I was holding it up. I guess I put out a little bit too much damage that time then. The irony. Activate, activate. Oh, that turned off the raw. I activated it and then it turned it off again. Right. Now I see why I didn't have it active last fight. Trinity down. Did not dodge that Volt. Down. Alright, I'm gonna save the ult this time. I'm gonna use it specifically when I get the Ember one. Oh shit. No, I'm gonna die. Oh! Trinity didn't die. Trinity went invulnerable. Trin, can you... Trin? Trin? How are you alive? There we go. Right. Come on. Go down. Thank you. Now we just need to deal with Volt here. Let's get rid of your dispensary. Take out your shield. Hi, Ember, this isn't your fight. Please go away. Never mind. I'll be the one to go away. Oh, the shield is back. That's unfortunately fast. As is the dispensary. Recharge. There we go. Okay. Mesa Prime on her own, but she's not. We need the Trinity out first. That is the Trinity, yeah. Oh, I've been hit with Well of Life. How dare. Okay. I did not land that Scourge on you correctly. Let's try this again. New dispensary, take it out. I'm not sure what the dispensary is doing for them, but I don't like that I don't know. This is number one. Well, okay, that's taking out Ash very effectively. Ember seems to not give a flying fuck about it. The very frame I was trying to kill with that. There we go. Now it's all of them, isn't it? I probably should have used it now, because that would have been very, very effective. But instead I've made this more interesting for all of you. Wrong button. It'll do. Where is Trinity? Is Trinity even still alive, or did I kill her in that marriage? I can't tell. No, fucking Ember. I don't get time to breathe when she does this. No idea if that took her out. I don't see a Trinity, so I think I did succeed at that. This is charged. That's another thing down. Another down. Another down. And of course, Sneaky Boy. Sneaking away right to the end. Again. Okay, yeah, there we go. Woo! Next stage. Let's do this. Right then, first up, pop that in. Now let's see if that actually works for charging. I'm going to burn through these shots and then... Ooh, I don't even know where I'm aiming with that. Okay, so that's not helping. There we go. Okay. That is big. That is big. That is big. Oh, shit. Nullified. Need one of these out, and I feel like the flyer is the bigger threat to me. Hold on. I'm not charging correctly. Let's charge correctly. Come on! Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit! Didn't dodge that. I could dodge this one. Yes! Alright then. Throw that. We got charge. I am nullified to hell and back. Please, I would like to be able to cast an ability. Oh shit. Well, I immediately lost my ability. One down. I see the gap. I'm through the gap. I charged the gun without using Scourge this time. That's cute. Those walls of fire are certainly a trick to get through. Wait, when did one revive? I killed one. Why is it back? No! What do you mean there is a revival mechanic? I don't have one of those. Okay. New thing learned. They come back. I have to deal with more than I thought. This is fine. Let's focus on the one on the ground then. Not landing its headshots here. Ow. Misjudged that. I wasn't supposed to be in melee right now. Worm is down. I'm about to join it. Yeah. I mean, we can try the revive. Holy shit, I got the revive off. Okay. Don't tell me things in chat. Mods, start timing out for 30 seconds. Anyone who gives advice. Anyone. I've said it enough times, now I'm making it clear. Fuck this, more and more and more. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. Ah, no, not like this! Nah, it is like this. Alright. Fuck! Damn it. Ah. Yeah, relying on a weapon that needs headshots to charge to be good is...
She would have been proud.
What was a bow I have in my school? Not seeing other frames. It's Maduro's bow. Maduro's. Okay. I feel like that's like most of the way there. I just need to nail this out a little harder. What is Worm's purpose? To be amazing. So... yeah, aside from just completely changing strategy, I'm just going to keep going. Keep throwing at it. I feel like I am most of the way there, and it is just a skill issue at this point. Throw the Scourge, activate Raw. full charge. Oh, we need to get Trinity first, otherwise she'll just bless. There we go. Get fucking annihilated. You can feel the damage attenuation. You can feel it. Alright. Knowing what we know from the previous run, might as well pop this now. That was brilliant. That was very effective. I am quite happy with... Oh god, that hurt. That missed. My healing missed. Hold on. Emergency healing. Oh, I should have used my melee. Oh well. Alright. Now... Shit. I need to focus on dodging, I need to focus on dealing damage. I can't do both at once. I'm not very good at that. When did Trinity die? Yeah, no matter. Ember's gonna survive this because she is activated World on Fire. Speaking of World on fucking Fire. Oh wait, no, Ember might actually die from that. Sweet, okay. Well, that makes my life a lot easier. -1 Ember. So where is Ash? Ash is hiding. No! You had line of sight on me for too long. There we go. Something stole my gun during that and knocked me down. I was invulnerable. What is... How the fuck did I survive that? What? What happened to me and how did I survive it? Emanix, thank you very much for the raid. I can't pay much attention to it other than to say thank you. Let's kill Trinity. Oh no. Ember, don't do this to me, please. It was Emanix, not Ember shits. At least the ult did soften up a whole lot of them. Get him, 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 get him. Yes. You just ego check an Ash. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. How am I still burning? I'm LAVOS. Give me that. Heal. There we go. Full heal acquired. And he's down. Right then. Go next. And now for the Dactylist. The Dactylist list? The Los Angeles Angels list. I wonder how effective. Just out of curiosity. Come on! Come on! Oh, he recovered. I almost had it. All right. So now we know the lay of the land here. Oh I tried to use my operator and it told me I couldn't. That was bad timing. So, the one on the ground is the focus right now. Because if I weaken it, I can then try and take them both out at the same time. didn't even see that wall of fire coming. My heal missed, my heal missed. There we go. Okay, right. No, what do you mean I can't roar? On whose authority? Oh god, the... Ah! Ha ha! I can revive too! I can revive too! And now for you. What horrors do you bring? Alright, this is actually probably going to be horrifying because this fight is normally stupidly easy. Okay. That's cute, but like... Okay. What the f... Blue is danger zone, everything blue. They're out of reach. You can't tell me I can't switch back in. That's not fair. Okay. Up we go. I'm done fighting with the mechanics. Where'd it go? It was right there. Where'd it go? Where is my jump pad? I had a jump... Okay. If at first you can't succeed, hit the area with a bow! Okay, that did not work. That just cost me worm. Ah, hello. They have appeared now. Well, something worked. Charged. Yep. Did a whole something. Do I still have more of these? I do. Wait, why is it not dead? Does everything respawn? Bro, this is Warframe, not Orbital Strike Cannon Frame. Oh, okay. Yep. What? I thought we were in the second stage. Okay. That's new. Tank set. I'm probably not going to survive getting a hit, so dodge like my life depends on it. Take out that, take out that, take out that and that. I am that one mosquito in your bedroom at 3 AM. Good fucking luck. Recharge the gun a bit in case I need it as a priority. I do. Aha! I have gained a stack of bad news. Nope, I have been nully. Just aim for the head. Aim for the head. Nothing ever went wrong aiming for the head. One, 2, 3, 4. Gun recharge a bit because getting a little low ammo for my liking. There we go. Tracking appears to have improved, or am I just dodging worse? Up. Second stage of bad news acquired. We hold. We hold! I nearly didn't pay attention to what was happening there. Come on! And... please!
You have won back your memories from the Void's corruption. Chaos has lost this battle.
And there we have it. In a lot less time than I thought it would take. A lot less time. Thank you very much, Steeljaw, for the congrats and the resubscription at 27 months there. Much appreciated. So, if anyone ever asks you again, if anyone ever suggests anywhere, Kengineer community, anyone who dares to listen, why don't you use Arcane Persistence? Because I don't fucking need it.
One bears the light of the other, the hand.
I don't need it.
You are adapting to our ways.
I have enough power, enough tank, enough LAVOS as it is. Andrew445, thank you very much for the quintuple gifted sub to the community there. Much appreciated. It's gone out to RSF Hunt, to Sevenume, to Saint Rectus, to Demo, and to Marianus. Much appreciated there. Much appreciated there indeed. And yeah, that new shiny is a Sundali, Mentor Ireton. Bestowed in commemoration of exceptional battlefield achievement, purged of any malicious code. Oh yes. You maxed out your Madara school. How do you get your hands on that tasty bow? Have you completed the old peace quest, Commander Cottonfluff? Which I hope you have, given what you've just witnessed. All quest done. Excellent. Head over to La Cathedral, go speak to Marie, and retrieve some text-list artifacts. Your bow is waiting for you.
You should see the chandeliers.
Your bow is waiting for you. And then, you have even more to upgrade. Because if I go into my operator here, that took a moment. And we have a look at the focus for the tree. You'll notice this entire section does not exist for you. This whole section will appear once you have acquired the bow, and then you'll need to upgrade it using both focus and further Perita resources. So do not think you are done with Perita the moment you get the weapons. Nope, there's more to it than that. All told, it is millions of focus, dozens of additional materials, on top of the triple 150 to buy it in the first place. Excuse me. Oh yeah. And yeah, it's not 10 of each material, it's just 10 of one for that. It's about the fight, not about the rewards. It's about the fight. Oh. I'm actually really glad that that could be done with a health tank LAVOS. Like, I wasn't even hard tanking. That was basically my standard LAVOS. Yeah, I put in Vigorous Swap. That's not tank. This was just Lavos. That's not even a fully ranked adaptation. I don't know why it's not a fully ranked one. I do have a fully ranked one. Oops, my bad. But yeah. This is just Lavos. Later, no lifesteal on this thing. It's got Suppress on there. So it's not like I was optimizing that either. So I did that with a silenced, but not using silence, a silenced health tank raw Lavos. So, if anyone ever tells you that health tanking is not viable in higher level missions, it work. Why Zoris? Because it's part of my standard loadout. Also, because it's a glaive, I just naturally equip Life Strike to all glaives. And I think I used that once in that fight. Yeah. So yeah. It has succeeded. And in terms of the shards, for those of you curious, the shards over here, we've got a couple on ability duration, a couple for extra stacks of corrosive, and one for extra armor. None of these are needed. Not one of them. Not a single one of them are needed. Bite, cheers for the hydrate. The reason that none of these are needed is that extra duration is entirely there as a quality of life, to make things like raw last a little bit longer, and to make the status durations tick for an extra tick, but it really doesn't matter that much. When it comes to the corrosive cap, that is the most impactful of these shards. It does indeed allow us to apply more corrosive, included to things like acolytes, which usually only take 4 corrosives. This gives me 10 on them. So that actually does a not insignificant amount of corrosive armor stripping. But even then, still not needed. And as for the blue shard is entirely there to bring the armor over 2000 because it looks nice. That is the reason for the Archon shard to be blue, to make the number look nice. Now, I do use blue shards in a variety of frames in places. I have one here on Wukong, a little bit of extra energy max, just kind of tops it over. I have one here on Octavia for a little bit of passive health regen, apparently. We got some here on the old Varuna for energy max, so she didn't need flow. Folly does not have any. New Varuna does not have any. You'll see the video about that later. Ice Lavos does not have any. Old Lavos, again, it was the 2k armor lolzers. Vara has one for a little bit of extra max health. Honestly, don't know why, but she has it. Equinox, energy max, same again. It means you don't need flow. It's that sort of thing. The blue options are pretty bad. You'll see, like, the majority of the time it's just, haha, funny number, or so I don't need to put on flow. Same again. They are. So yeah. From King of Goblins, if you want the accolade glyphs, there's Ash, Caliban, Ember, Noko, Oberon, and Wisp. I don't care for the glyphs, I'll be quite honest. I play Lavos. I don't play to DE's tune. DE can make a game for me to play to my tune. They are. I really couldn't care less for the glyphs. I have been handed that boss fight, and I took a loadout which a lot of people sneer at, dare I say. Ew, health tanking. Yes. Mostly passive health tanking. And it worked. Alright. We can move along from that then. Seeing as that just worked. I have to question, did I cover the Encaus on stream? Or did I only have a look at it off stream the other day? I genuinely can't remember if I actually went through with Jarl on the Encaus. It's not fully modded, so I probably didn't. I think I started meddling with it, didn't get very far, and then remembered, oh wait, Varuna Prime's around the corner, and started focusing on that. No, it has no. Alright, Stream title updated. Okay, so let's have a look at the encals then, shall we? Let's dive some more into this weapon. This weapon, what was the mastery rank on it? It was mastery 12? Yeah, I remember us kind of going over that, but not looking much beyond it. And I compared it to one of the Galaxians. I think I compared it to Galaxian Vandal, because it's MR12, yeah. I was like, I remember now. Yes, we did go across a bit of this, didn't we? I basically said it is a Galaxian Vandal with Corrosive. Which, yeah, I mean, stats-wise, that's basically what it is, isn't it? It's basically a Galaxian Vandal with Corrosive. But instead of having ammo max and ammo pickups, it just has infinite. You just have to reload it weirdly. I recall now, Ellie. Yes. You had your idea on force blocking gas, and the game said nah. Gotcha. Right. So why did I finish modding it then? Was I just that disappointed with it? Probably. That's unfortunate. I must have just been that disappointed. Now, I have had some thoughts about this since. And looking at this, I could see that those thoughts had not been put into motion. I did dive straight onto the rune and stuff after all. And that is, how much multi-shot can we put into this thing? I don't think it's that much. We can get 230 from this, and we can get 60 from that. And multi-shot over here? Is there any room for it? I mean, there's a reason I don't have much of this arcane. LAVOS main over here. I've never heard of energy bars, let alone having... What energy bar was this maxing out at? Gain 35% of max energy as multi-shot, capped 350%, which would require 1000 max energy. Yeah. God, that's so much. That is a lot of max energy to try and get the value out of that full. You don't need to take it all the way up there, but still, that is a high ask. When this gives you 90%, that's just nothing in comparison. That's even lower. There's an arcane that turns armor into energy. Armor into energy max, yes. So, why am I thinking about multi-shot so hard on this? Here's something that many of you may not actually be familiar with. Beam weapons cheat. Or rather, DE cheated when it came to handling beam weapons. See, for your typical weapon, when it handles multi-shot means more shots. Yeah? If you have a 2.0 multi-shot, you are guaranteed to fire 2 shots per shot. When 1 bullet would exit, 2 bullet hit enemy. Yay. If you have even more multi-shot, you just get more bullets. It's a nice linear scale up from there. 3 multi-shot, 3 bullets. 4 multi-shot, 4 bullets. Shotguns, all the bullets. And what this does is that you then have independent bullets rolling independent chances for their critical chance and status chance. Beams don't do that. Rather than a beam firing more beam per beam, instead, DE have coded it where beam weapons fire a thicker beam. It takes multi-shot as a multiplier to the effects of the beam. So to compensate for the fact that you don't have more shots, instead the status chance increases. If you would have 20% status chance and 2 multi-shot, you don't have 2 beam hits of 20%, you have 1 beam hit of 40%. If you have 2 multi-shots and 100 damage, rather than 2 beams of 100 damage, you have 1 beam of 200 damage. So, on average, independently, it sounds like they all just kind of balance out. Rather than there being a chance-based mechanic or an increase in the number of hits to make multi-shot happen, multi-beam just empowers the beam. It just does more beam to the same amount. But that's not quite true. So if you increase a number of stats all at once, if any of those stats interact with each other, they also multiply. What about crit? Well, crit doesn't need to worry. You either roll crit or you don't. So the crit chance doesn't change, it's just it crits or it doesn't crit. There is no stat to be added together there. So, if any stats interact, there'll be a multiplicative effect, and as it so happens, two stats do intersect. The status chance increase, because it's increasing the amount of status procs that are happening on the singular beam to make up for the lack of multi-beam, and the direct damage being increased. Direct damage and status chance multiply when it comes to damaging status effects. Take then the example of a 100 damage, 10% status beam. With 2 times multi-shot, or 2.0 multi-shot, you now have a 200 damage, 20% status beam. So its status procs happen twice as often, and deal twice as much damage. That's 4 times. A 2.0 multi-shot increases the damage output on it 4 times for the status damage. Whereas if you consider for a normal weapon of 100 damage, 10% status chance with multi-shot is now 100 damage, 10% status, and 100 damage, 10% status. Same number of status effects, but each one is weaker. Insane stack as much direct damage and multi-shot as you can. Not direct damage itself, no, that only applies once over. It's the multi-shot which is squared. If you have a 2.0 multi-shot bonus, you get 4 times the status damage. If you have a 3 times multi-shot bonus, you have a 9 times damage on your status damage. 4 multi-shot, 16, and so on. And so that's why I'm thinking, can we really send this to the moon? If I go for primary overcharge here, and we get that max 350%, we combine that with galvanized chamber for 230%, 3.5 plus 2.3 plus our base 1, that'll be a 6.8 multi-shot. And if we take 6.8 squared, that is 46.24 times. Or in other words, our status damage is 6.8 times higher than it would be on an other weapon, a non-beam weapon, with that same investment into multi-shot. When you think about the direct damage arcanes we can access, and direct damage bonuses, nothing comes close to a near 7-fold increase in damage. Is Rifle Elementalist a good pick in this situation? So potentially, yeah, because that is the status damage, so that's just going to be a multiplier to whatever on at that point, near enough doubling our status damage again, and giving us punch through. Yeah, that's pretty much going to be a win. But then I do have the question as to Vigilante armaments. See, if we're already at a bonus of 6.8 multi-shot, is 60% more on that really going to matter? I don't know. 6.8 plus 60%, as in 0.6, is only going to take us to 7.4. 7.4 squared divided by 6.8 squared. Nah. It is an 18% increase in damage. So, that one's not going to be it. Yeah, it sits in the center. That's a different conversation at that point. So we could skip out that one. We don't need to find the space for that. 7 mods currently installed or unrelated? Yes. Yes, as ever, Elio. Just because the mods are on screen, doesn't mean it's a build. We're talking mechanics at the moment, not build. So, I first need to get hold of plenty of that arcane to try and make this work. Primary overcharge. Problem is, I forget where that comes from. Primary overcharge. Oh, it's from Roth, is it? Oh, okay. Well, back we go. Dark Refractory has not seen enough of us today, it seems. Wrong button. Let's take our way down there. Now, do I have the materials to just buy out the shop with the Roth right away? Hold on, there we are. Pointless, whiteout, why game, why? It's XX99, why are we still to do this?
Albert, what have you been doing down here?
Alright. Materials, oh yeah, I've got plenty. I've got plenty, I could buy 27, but I don't need 27, I already have 3, so I only need 18 of these, thank you very much. Easy peasy.
If you plan, have somewhere better to be?
I have no idea what he was about to say there, I don't really care. Mommy get. Alright. One arcane later. There we go. So the don't actually equip it. So the question is, what frame am I going to combine that with? LAVOS is obviously a no-go. I could just be really basic and go Rhino. You know? Like, just be ultra basic on that. And it's, battery. Oof. Okay, I need a chunk of armor to make that work. Overall battery, chroma battery. Yeah, there's plenty of options. The thing that dragged me towards Rhino is also just having maximum raw, because you know what else applies to status damage multiple times over? Faction buffs. So if I can have a multi-shot buff that applies squared, and then a faction buff that applies squared, that to me sounds like a lot of damage. We just need to make that work. So the question is, do I invest more into armor through modding, or do I go for a subsume to get the armor there? I mean, I can always go mecha set, but that's leaky. Turns on and off all the time. Yeah, this could be a little bit more work than I thought to make work. Really asking, don't the weak point bonuses also square for things like electric and gas? Oh, right, the weak point modding. I think they do, yes. However, Acuity, if I recall, says no multi-shot, which is horrifyingly bad for what we're talking here. The other weak point bonuses are for snipers, so it doesn't apply, and Deadhead, which would replace our multi-shot bonus and just completely undo everything. So I think of all the weak point bonuses we can access through modding, every single one of them actually counteracts the plan. Nice idea, unfortunately not going to take us the direction we need to go. Likewise, I mean, I don't need to keep those on. I can remove these. Yeah, I can remove you. And then I can use these blue shards that I never ever have reason to use. Right? So if I just kind of, you know, do a little bit of just a little bit of something. Oh, wait. Okay, it's not much of a difference between, and to be honest, the armor is just nice to have for Rhino's purposes as well. So we'll just throw you in there as well. There we go. 871. I still want the energy on spawn because, you know, being able to cast stuff is nice. Oh shoot, do I not have the aura that gives armor? Wait, what? What? I know it's not much, but it was more... I wanted to remind myself how much it was. Do I just not have it? Huh. Okay. I apparently play too solo. I do not stand united. I mean, it's only 25% additive with everything else, so it's going to be, yeah. Okay. You can trade? Good to know. I know that's not the aura you were on about, Moon, but I wasn't immediately looking up what you were on about. Weak point crit chance? Yeah. That wouldn't even actually apply to what Ray was on about, so that won't double proc, so it doesn't help us. Health conversion in place of steel fiber? I mean, I don't know if I want to drop the steel fiber, do I? Oh, actually, it's doing almost nothing now, in comparison. So, yeah, maybe I could do that. The only downside of that is losing stacks on it, but with Iron Skin, maybe that should just block it outright and I shouldn't have to worry. We can see how that goes. I've already got Prime Flow in there. Max energy. Oh, it's energy max, isn't it? Yeah. Endurance Drift only adds on another 10%, which is... Why is that even a stat at that point? Like, look at that, look at that. 16 points of energy. Who even? Why even? Ah, bro. No. Yeah, we'll just have to pray that gets it far enough then. The other thing is I can look at bits here. Nah. If anything, that one should trigger pretty frequently. I'm dropping Energize for that, so my energy options would then start to be concerning. However, if this gives me 900 armor... Oh, will it trigger though if I've got Overguard? No, it wouldn't, would it? Arcane Guardian. Let's verify real quick. At least I'll trust the wiki's words on it. The wiki says... Oh, Mesmer Skin blocks it, but it doesn't mention about Iron Skin. Not clear. Not clear on that. Okay. We'll drop out from that one. There is no other option or particular notes here because we're not going meleeing, we're not using persistence, we're not taking that. I don't really like having to think about using circumvent. It just activates a part of the brain that's usually asleep. Finishes are not the focus. Equipping Argon every minute is not the focus. Yeah. Melee fortification is still melee. Oh, there, Gary. How long have I been playing Warframe? 6.5, nearly 7 years. Yeah, I started playing properly when Wisp was released. It was around that time. I'm just going to put Energize back. Honestly, being able to cast is more important to me. Alsu. Come on. Steadfast? What's Steadfast going to do for me? Can't just put one word and expect me to figure out your answer. Come on. Right. With that then, we've got the overcharge. That's going to give us a bunch of multi-shots. It doesn't show at the moment, but it'll figure it out. I'm not actually that great on energy regen here. Let's just put in Nexus. I know it costs me Augur Secrets, but it's not that much strength to lose to just have continuous energy regen. Oh, fair enough, Gary. Well, welcome back to Warframe. If you've been out for a while, a lot has changed. It's basically a different game. Because update 12, that's a while back. That is a long while back. So yeah, it's basically a completely different game. There are still Warframes you still shoot. There is still Lotus. And the Orbiter is a thing. Ordis is still friendly. And Corpus and Grineer continue to shoot at each other. That might be about it. Everything else has changed. You still loot? I mean, I can't remember how far back on update 12 because, I'll be honest, that's before I started playing. What was the situation with regards to fetch and vacuum and looting in general then? So, I mean, yeah. The 1999 update begging to be addressed when people speak to players who took an extended break. Yeah, I think of everything, Gary is trying to get back into it, so probably is already at least aware of just... Why is there a turn of the millennium PC with flowers in my orbiter? Yeah. I'm not going to answer that question for you, Gary. You'll have to find out for yourself. Okay, so primary overcharge for a multi-shot, and then galvanized chamber for more multi-shot. Let's just go over the Bane for now, because we're using Rhino, so it doesn't actually matter to have a Bane. Which is great. Aside from that, we got Serration on here for its pure damage bonus, which is nice. This is going to be a case for using Aptitude. No two roads about that, we do want that. About acceleration for fire rate is cool. Excuse me. And then if I go for just the viral heat corrosive approach, that probably should work wonders in that regard. I'm not building for crits at the moment, and I am very aware of that fact. A 16% crit chance is really not a lot. Even if I put on critical delay, I believe it is, for primaries. Yeah. That'll bring us to 48%. With a crit damage mod as well, I think that gets us a decent amount of damage, but it's the opportunity cost of I could mod for other things. But the question is, what other things do I go for? Oh wow, is update 12 is pre-orbiter? God damn. Okay. God damn. Is Val acceleration really that useful on here? I mean, it doubles our fire rate near enough. So, yes. More multi-shot? Ha ha. Yeah, if I drop that to put in the double crit modding, yeah. Well, for now, let's do a little 4 Marinos there. That does allow us to at least fit that. We'll play it out, see how that feels. Honestly, we'll just see how that feels. I realize I never rescued the polarity from there. Oh well. Oh well. Alright then. Let's switch this over to its no-shooty approach. We'll Oh, interesting. Is that 3 times? Wait. That 3 times is with my companion bonus. Oh, that's why I hadn't even thought about critting on it before, because it's actually a 1.8 weapon. Right. Yes. Okay. My companion threw me off. The 3 times looked so intentional, but no, that's not what it is. Right, yeah. If that's the case, then I don't care that my companion can bring it to 3 times. That's with that bonus? Nah. That just shows us how bad it is. There's got to be something better to put there, and for now, I am going to go for the extra heat mod instead. Gets us over the 100% status threshold as well. So with the multi-shots, that should be a little bit insane. That should be a little bit insane. Let's just see what happens, you know? Let's see. Let's go to one of my favorite testing rounds. Goblin saying it's a 32% extra chance of doing 0.8 damage to increase to 26 points. You've tackled me with your attempt at the mouth there. So we go from, assuming we're staying with a 1.8 multiplier, 1 plus 0.48 times 0.8 divided by 1 plus 0.16 times 0.8. That's a 30% damage increase. Oh wait, no, I've typoed. Nope, it is, yeah, 22.6. 22.7. You got to take the average crit bonus, or yeah, just average multiplier from crits you would get with the mod, and divide it from the average you get without the mod to see what your increase actually is. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what numbers you have done there, unless you just took 32% multiplied it by 0.8. Anyway, Iron Skin, Raw, how are you shooting? What? There's nothing to see. Iron Skin did not last as long as I hoped. So I don't currently have my multi-shot bonus from max energy. That is not Xeneric. Zorus continues to be Zorus. I'm going to do what I can to just buff my energy up. Now the other problem with going for heat status is that it doesn't tick straight away. It takes a second. So if I'm killing the enemies in less than a second, might as well pop these, I need it. If I kill enemies in less than a second, then all of our multi-shot work has been for mostly naught. What I need are some, frankly, tougher targets, I guess. Oh, there you are. No, I mean, that was some chonky damage ticks right there. God, I can't see through this weapon. Okay, my max energy is well over the 1000 mark, so that's kind of a little bit ludicrous. But I also don't have my 90% energy again. This is my big issue with the overcharge, is that unless you have an insane energy generation, spending just a little bit of energy, you are turning off the arcane. It's such a restricted one. Alsu, you have a lot of sarcasm today. Holding on the energy. Yeah. I'm not suitably impressed. I mean, the big issue is it's a near enough single target weapon. Single target weapons just kind of don't do enough these days. I feel like I've jumped through a lot of hoops here just to get something that... Well, every time I throw the Zorus, we see the alternative. That guy died in less than a second, so all our multi-shot magic is again for naught there. Yeah, it is ultimately a very single target focused MR12 basic non-prime, non-incarnate, non-adversary, non-vandal, non-anything theme. It doesn't matter that there's a quest barring access to it. It's a signature beam. Regular gameplay nowadays is game of kills per minute. I mean, it's not nowadays. It's always. DE doesn't create objectives that aren't either just hold this point for a time or kill per minute. Those are the objectives they create, because they created some other ones, like, you know, Disruption, people went too complicated. Spy, too confusing. How would Overchild work when it comes to Hildren? It doesn't. Yeah, I'm not sure what I expected from this approach. We do get some juicy status ticks. It's just waiting for those status ticks to happen. Going for electrical gas wouldn't improve on that, because they hit immediately on the very first hit, and then everything else queues up behind it. Oh, so dutifully. And then you're back in the heat position. And yes, I am extracting. For all the hoops I've just jumped through there, I can't say that I really felt like I succeeded with it. It was killing.
So you conquer yourself.
That's just not enough for me to care about it. Why not Blast? I could have a look at Blast. Blast would mean I can't do Viral. But yeah, could absolutely have a look at that. Let's give it a try. How can Steel Path survive without empty? That was empty. I'd never struggled to find something to shoot at, Salvatore. I don't know what you're expecting. Alright, so we've got to go Blast. We could keep those in, go with that as well, and then... Do I... What faction model do I want to just... Oh wait, I've not got Elementalist in here. So, that would work. There we go. Yeah, do Blast with that. A lot of people talk about blast artists and beam weapons. I'm not sure of the exact interaction there. Blast is blast is blast is blast is blast. We'll see how the results go on this. Because I'll be honest, I've not tried that so far here. But for Zartas, not sure. Blast could spread void status? Oh, is it Blast is reapplying Zarta's Whisper? Probably should have brought Zeneric. Oh well. Well, I mean, it certainly does make for a condensed group killer. One of the biggest issues with Blast is that it's only got a, what, 5 meter AoE, but I suppose if I'm in a cramped situation like this, only 5 meters is a laugh. As for the red crits you're seeing, these Omega red crits no less, they are the passive of the gun triggering when these enemies get low hit points if I splash them with the paint. It just insta-kills them. I'm noticing a fun little bit with my armor. As it goes up with health conversion, I then have more and more energy I need to acquire to be at my max again. That's a fun little one. Obviously, it's only so far it goes, but it means if it drops down and then goes back up, I need to reacquire that energy. So you got fire in this? Paint them in pink. And then it also triggers more bits on the gun. It's just the gun's feature, basically. Okay, so in really, really cramped corridor, like the best corridor, the enemies are feeding in very quickly for me for some reason. And switching to Blast. This is keeping a good kill rate now. I've applied enough buff soup and got myself an ideal killing location, and now it seems to be powerful enough. Powerful enough. We did confirm the Executor stuck to Corrosive, yes. It refused to do anything else, even when LAVOS said no you. It disobeyed LAVOS, that's how hard-coded it is. Spread or through not usable in this gun? What? If you're meaning spread as in reducing accuracy, beams are always fully accurate. And through? Punch through we have on our rifle elementalist. We're also running out of mod slots to, you know, do everything. Welcome to the channel. It took me a moment to decipher what you were asking there. Alright. Life support is beginning to dip a little bit as the enemy spawns are starting to argue a little, but that's fine. We got that. We got that. But this is really, 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 really invested. I'm using Rhino with a solid Raw. All of the investment into my energy max. In near enough perfect circumstances. With a very end of the game arcane. Actually, a few of them. Oops. Sorry if I asked stupid questions. No, that's fine. My concern is never stupid questions. My concern is, for the love of God, actually vocalize the question. Don't leave me to guess. There are so many people who feel like naming a mod or naming a stat is asking a question. It's not. I know I'm live, but time is not that short. You can take the time to formulate the question. As long as you do that, it ain't a dumb question. Let's see the rest of that. You meant multi-shot. Okay, you said spread or through, and you meant multi-shot. Okay. As it is, we are using multi-shot. A hell of a lot of it. In fact, the build is focused around how do I put the most multi-shot into this without being wasteful. So, no, quite the opposite. Yeah. With the ability to make the one paint stream hit more enemies at once. That's not how multi-shot works on beams, though. It doesn't split it up. It doesn't just magically hit new targets. Multi-shot on beam weapons just makes a single beam have higher stats. Which is, again, why we modded so much multi-shot, was to abuse the multiplicative nature of some of those stats interact with each other. Multi-shot is not a hit more enemies ability. Hello, Fifers. Welcome on in. Okay, life support is beginning to fall, which is indicative of me not maintaining an amazing kill rate. Let's see, we are, at 720 in 7 minutes. The kill rate isn't incredible. So let's go. We're at 730 at 713. Let's switch to Zoris now. Where is this Jade Xmas? I've been killing everything nearby, and that beam was still on me. Okay, so I've now just run out of enemies. Yeah, after all of the shooting up close there, the enemies then just suddenly went, Oh, the damage numbers from that. Look at that. That looks almost illegal levels of output there. I can't even see the targets because I haven't got enemy highlighting on. I'm just going, they're going to be somewhere down there. So in the last minute or so, I've just gained about 200 kills. This is the difference between single target and AoE. Literally double the kill rate with the same Warframe setup, without actually building into the benefits this weapon could have, but even more somehow. The only thing about this setup that is helping the Zoris is a decently powered Raw, but I even took off some of the power of the Raw to get more multi-shot. Speaking of, I don't need to activate it. Let's see how Torment finds it. What do you think, Torment? Oh. Oh, you little bastard. I nearly had a one-tap, and he went, nope, status cleanse. You bastard. Alright, I should probably be picking up some of this loot. It might be impacting my ability to actually, you know, keep life support up. Oh yeah, I've broken the life support drops. Oopsies. So I have a sneaking suspicion that life support drops don't like dropping if you stop picking them up too quickly. They'll despawn before other materials, I think. And it just leaves you gasping for air. It's something you have to actively maintain, even if you've got a high kill rate. Because if they're dropping not near you, they won't show on your UI, your HUD. They'll just silently fuck off. Yeah, now I've started moving around and collecting stuff. You can see that life support drops are now swimming in. And I'm recovering that life support like it was nothing. The kind of life support gain you would see in a non-steel path mission. At the cost of no longer having the ideal kill rate. Also, Akaboy with the hydrate. I think I'm out of tea now. Oh, let's just stab him. There we go. You want to put up multiple shields? Fine. Here's a knife. It's in my wrist. Yeah, so we've been at this now for an extra 4 minutes, and 13:55 up from 7:30. So that's what, 620-ish kills in 4 minutes. So I've increased my kill rate by about 50% there, including maneuvering into a less ideal position to recover the life support that was draining. And granted, it's only a 50% increase. Yeah, the Encaus was still doing a hefty chunk. It's just not that impressive? I don't know, maybe I'm judging this wrong. Honestly, looking at that kill rate shift there, maybe I am judging that too harshly, but again, I am also in a very good location for the Encaus. You go out there and the Encaus is going to get a lot weaker. So let's move out here. So now we've got enemies which, even on that gangway, they're still kind of clumped. Any non-clumped mission is laughing at these kinds of plays. So I gotta use the alt fire. It's a big part. Excuse me, a big part of this gun. Must make use of the alt fire. It's killing. With my buff soup, it is killing. I'm just not that impressed with it, is all. Gangway always sounds wrong to you in English? Eh. Who knows the etymology of it? I've certainly not looked into it. Maybe it does come from some unusual origin rather than the typical pathways of English words. I certainly don't know how we've come to the word gangway for a walkway, which is also a word we're happy to use. Yeah, look at that life support that's going down there. I'm down at 75%. It's arguing with me. Also, Gun's passive does not work against VIPs. Who actually has near 0, but didn't actually reach 0 hit points there. Oh. I thought he'd died and stopped shooting at him. Turns out he was just on 1 hit point. And my lack of AoE meant that he could then survive. Yeah, this is my issue when it comes to weapons being okay. Is that for high kill rate circumstances, missions like this survival here, where it wants you to be better than okay, you start to feel it. The mission starts to bleed out around. And that's not exactly bad, it's just not exciting. Welcome to why companies use power creep. This weapon is probably balanced for an MR12 basic weapon. I'm just very far beyond MR12 basic weapons, and so are most of you lot. The enemy count looks really low. My radar is absolutely full of enemies, mate. Absolutely full of them. Does gun use multiplicative or additive gun coat? Not tested. I'm assuming additive because it's a beam. If it uses multiplicative, I leave that to the viewer to discover and let me know. I'm a little tired of DE leaving that whole interaction in the game, I'll be quite honest. It's not fun, it's not cool, it's frustrating. Though we have to ask these kinds of questions about mechanics. Alright, we're down to 50% life support. How quickly can I recover that as Zorus? Well, I've just gained back nearly 20% of it right there. Jesus, bro. Zorus is good. Like, it genuinely is more powerful than the spawn rates. You've reached the point where the only way it would be better is if you could somehow spawn camp the enemies. And they're designed to usually spawn far enough away that most things can't do that. The Zorus would kill faster if it could find the targets in time. And you see how if I'm chasing the spawns, that's something I just would not achieve with the Encaus. Wouldn't be possible. I'm actively having to chase the spawns to keep up with my own kill rate. And unfortunately, this causes some spawns to spawn behind me, and that dilutes it, and then it starts to look lower and lower enemy density. Ooh, we'll run out. Yeah, it is funny that a quest weapon is just this powerful. In fact, there's multiple quest weapons which are really good. It's why I made a point of using them in the Zero to Hero playthroughs. It's like, I don't need to go out and farm ultra steel path god tier stuff. I can use Zorus Natricum and win. And yeah, the life support is fully recharged. That is the difference that kill rate makes. And you don't need to be chasing spawns for it to be able to recharge life support in a solo steel path survival, but when you're at that point where you just can't sit still, you're waiting too long for the enemies to get to you, you know you're doing good. And yeah, to be fair to the balancing around the game and the weapons and whatnot, the Zorus isn't powerful because it's Zorus. The Zorus does some things to make that more powerful, but the most notable of those are AoE on glaives and Force Electric proc on the survivors of that AoE. The rest of everything is modding, which is expensive to invest into, and melee influence, which is an absurd arcane. I'm still flabbergasted that the melee arcanes are so unbalanced within themselves as a class. Oh, hi Malice, where you at? Oh shit, I don't have Roar active. Let's fix that. There we go. Because yeah, this kind of output, you can get close to it with, say, Cronan Prime or Praedos. Cronan is more effective. Again, you just need electric build influence. And you can see that spawn chasing in action. I just cleared through that entire line. They're now respawning in a wholly different location because I was too close and too quick. There you are. For the Encaus, which now fully ranked again. Nice. Oh. Yay! 20k overguard. That'll do quite nicely. I didn't time that perfectly there, but a chunk. And now I'm going to exit with it. So for those of you here, of any level of play, whether you're new to the game, midway through, end game, the true end game, whatever argument you want to have as to where and how any of that is. Encaus. Is there more that I can cover for you with regards to that gun? This paint rifle. Friends are saying where they, not sure what the day is, may feel unbalanced from playing solo. On a squad with nuke frames, gun platforms, you're going to feel mostly useless on endless stuff other than perhaps disruption. Okay, the entire context of that is hidden by they. Oh, melee. It depends on how quickly you can get into the fray. If you can get ahead of the shots, then yeah, you can make it work. But yeah, mobility and application is certainly a part of it, isn't it? I tend to focus more on the solo rather than group. Because in group play, yeah, you will come across just the highest meta of stuff, and not necessarily the most powerful for any individual thing, but most powerful for pushing through group content. The majority of group content isn't we need to work together content, it's we get to loot together content. Things like your Saturn and said the defense missions, things like your relic fishes, things like your steel path incursions. People aren't there to work together, they're there to win together. And in that kind of content, typically speaking, yeah, your high meta stuff will just walk over it. It's high meta for a reason. But if I only focused on that, well, at that point, there's not really a lot left to talk about, is there? Here's like 3 builds for primary, 3 for secondary, 3 for melee. Here's a few frames, which may or may not choose to use those. Have at it, you got everything you need. I try to cover a little bit more intrigue than that. Does the Encaus execute demolishers? Is an interesting question from Wally. Can I test that in the Simulacrum is a question as well. Simulacrum does have some weirdy when it comes to demolishers, but let's see if it can give me the answer without having to force a disruption down my throat.
You are a true hunter. Where would the sanctuary be without you?
Eddie's saying it's always better to build with solo in mind, because you'll always be playing with yourself, others not guaranteed. I don't like your use of the word always there. It is certainly, for a player perspective, a good idea to build solo, because you cannot expect to be relying on other players. But if you always and only build solo, the moment you're in a group, you're going to be disadvantaged in some way. Not so much in a way of expecting others to support you or pick up the slack, but rather, how do you work around other solo perma builds? Like the aforementioned Hildren Obliteration setups. If you're going for a slow-paced, stealthy finisher Ash style, and then you come into a group which is guns blazing everywhere, you're not going to achieve much of anything. Doesn't matter how powerful it is, you're just not going to achieve it. If you always build solo, then you'll sometimes just have nothing to do. Alright, let's grab a Demolisher Machinist. We'll leave it level 60 just for testing purposes. Okay, first of all, normal kill, just to observe how it looks. Okay, I may have chosen an inappropriate approach to this. Oh yeah, I don't have kill stacks for the multi-shot. And I don't have full energy. So I have none of my multi-shot bonuses. Let's fix that. You can see the massive increase that's done there. Now, blast is not really the way to kill these, but it's more just to see the normal effect. So then we can verify how the XQ looks. President, you don't need to apologize for sparking a discussion. It's not necessarily a debate. Yeah, you don't need to apologize for sparking a discussion. Not at all. As for melee arcanes, not any more imbalanced than what we have available elsewhere. No, they're still unbalanced as fuck. Like, that I will debate you on. Come on. When we look at these, you've got the options of, for example, on melee hit, gain 42% critical chance to your next heavy attack, up to 420%. And if I recall correctly, it wasn't melee hit, it was per melee attack that lands at least one hit. If I recall correctly from that one. You've got things like Melee Doughty, which is extremely niche. Melee Retaliation, gain 30% melee damage for every 200 current shields, and halved on overshields. Melee Duplicate, which is in this really awkward spot of only working on yellow crits. Really awkward spot. This is somewhat niche. This has some power to it, but in weapons that already kill more. Melee Fortification has a very unforgiving stack on it because it's not using shared timers at all. It's just 10 seconds flat per stack. And then there's Melee Influence. Hey, did you electric proc this guy in front of you? Cool, we'll just apply it to every enemy in 20 meters. Oh, by the way, we're not just going to do the electric. Every single damaging status, elemental damaging status can be spread. In fact, all the statuses can be spread, but it's the damaging ones you really care about. And it lasts for a full 18 seconds. Hey, that's bonkers power compared to the rest. So yeah. Influence compared to other melee arcanes, we reach similar KPM with exposure. Similar to what? To influence? Abso-fucking-lutely not, you don't. No. You could take almost any melee weapon, almost any. You run melee exposure, you run melee influence. You are not going to get comparable KPM unless influence just doesn't have things to reach. Depends on weapon and build. Alright, Fraser, you said you didn't... you apologized for a debate earlier. Now I'm going to say this would be the time to apologize on it. No, no, that's wrong wording. Not apologize, just think about where you're going with it. Because you're really trying to tell me that a 240% corrosive damage bonus that's additive to other elemental damage bonuses can somehow keep up with single target attacks and now AoE through walls with 20 meters range. There's no comparison on that. The only time exposure wins over that, assuming you're building to use your arcane, is if you don't have multiple targets. That's the only time it can pull ahead then, because more damage versus not more damage. This is a single target arcane primarily. Do I have a favourite melee other than Zoris? I mean, there's my most used melees right there for you. Glaive Prime, Zoris, Redeemer Prime, Cronin Prime, Inadem, Nikana Prime, Praetos, Broken War. Broken War, for obvious reasons. Early gameplay. But yeah, these ones take the top spots. Not quite sure why Nikana does, I'll be honest, but it's there. And then things just kind of devolve very rapidly. Alright, we were testing this. Need the energy for it. There we go. Well, he didn't seem affected. No. So, at least in the simulacrum, it doesn't want to seem to consider the VIP targets vulnerable to it. If I amp my damage bonuses, just to try and hit harder with this. No insta-kill happening there. Whereas if we bring in... Is there just a normal machinist? Well, there is. I haven't scanned them. Huh. Okay. I mean, let's just put a Corpus Battle Group around him. Never mind, he despawned. Good enough. Yeah, we see those executes happening right there. Yeah. Doesn't seem to want to work on demolishers. Let's give that a quick whirl in mission just to verify, but I'm fairly certain that whole VIP thing is going to hold in. Dr. saying only time I can think exposure works better than influence is on Valkyr's Talons. As her spin attack is fast enough to not need influence. It's interesting one. The spin attack. Oh, I've never been a... That's the one where you're doing the slide spin, like that. Oh, I've always hated using that one. That's just... The keys one has to hit for that do not play well with my fingers. They hate it. Friends say, yeah, it's mostly just using Warframe buffing, other factors to buff to get the similar... Hold on. Sorry, Frezza, if you're comparing buff soup plus exposure to not buff souped influence, I mean, I think you can hear from how I'm saying it what I think of that comparison. If you have to jump through additional hoops to try to make an arcane work sometimes, as well as another one just works innately, we've already answered which one's the more powerful arcane. Also, anyone wondering, I am hunting energy before I start this mission so that I have that buff there. Admitted there on the part I skipped? No, I didn't skip it, I read it, I just didn't read out your entire comment. There's another point I'm missing on that one. Alright, that did not give me a lot of energy. I've also just gone straight away from that pizza. Oops. Oh well. Hi, my guy! Have it explode. Yeah, that's the other time where influence fails, is if you kill too well that you can't trigger it. I don't recall if that was always the way with influence, or if that got added in or bug added in at some point. Not sure.
Demo units looking to depart this mortal coil and take you with it. Keep it clear of that conduit.
Oh wow, that corpse did not decay very quickly. Hold on, I need him to slow down a bit. That missed. Try again. There we go. Shit, he nullified it. This gun is barely killing! And we're past the execute threshold. It's just refusing to do it. Uh-oh.
They killed the
Well,
conduit.
that answers that for us. That answers that for us. So yeah, the gun doesn't even use its feature on them. VIPs are just unaffected by that passive. So yeah, no, I'll add that. Incaus is more pressure washer loaded with paint than actual gun.
Incaus is more pressure washer loaded with paint than actual gun?
Sorry, I thought that was a highlight seeing it pop up. I didn't realize that was a sub at first. Hey Gear, thank you very much for resubscribing at 31 months. Much appreciated. And yeah, it's definitely a very MR12 basic weapon. And when I consider the kind of use cases I've had before with the Foreman, yeah. Cheers, Gear. So let's see, what is the wording in the arsenal for it? Alt fire sprays ink that will stain enemies. Shooting ink stained foes with Incaus draws ink back into the weapon to reload and dissolves enemies when their health drops below 35%. When wielded by Folly, foes are also inflected with ink blot. Now, on that whole ammo return thing, which, by the way, is still not really that great. Is that on hit, or was that on kill? I did see visual effects going on, but there's a lot to process in this game. Just grab this again. Douche. Oh yeah, that is definitely a ammo return on a hit there. Okay, yeah. So if you do make good use of firing the alt fire, which consumes 1/4 of max ammo, but yeah. The results I'm coming away with is that there's just, not really much to be excited about. Spending ammo to gain ammo back. I mean, it avoids having to do the reloading process. So that's a positive, if you maintain it appropriately. And you also get the execution on the painted enemies. But it is weird that it doesn't say basic enemies, or non-VIP enemies, something like that. If there's exclusions, you'd expect exclusions to be noted, but... Reading the mod card or ability card does not explain the mod or ability. Big ol' asterisks involved there. Oh well. Right. Okay. I think that's as far as I can stomach trying to fiddle with Venkaus. We've tried a viral heat approach. We've tried a corrosive blast approach. The viral heat was viral heat corrosive, of course. We've tried slamming heavy amounts of Rhino at it, going crazy on the multi-shot. Yeah. Does it have to be painted to get the execution? Yes. Yeah, shooting ink stain foes. Yeah. Has to be painted. I mean, try shooting without it and see what happens. I also say I think they could just That's it. I think DE could just use MMO-style classifications for mob tiers to help with stuff like this. Thinking minions basically leads mini-boss and boss. Yeah, the problem with that, also, is that that would then lock DE into specific groupings and working consistently within those groupings, which they've demonstrated that they like to be a little bit more varied about, and that unfortunately then leads to this litany of issues we've got. Status distribution? Yeah, that's what it's looking at there at the moment. So 65% blast with a little bit of puncture corrosive. That's this setup. It's just these numbers used as ratios to divide into that. And also it's incorrect once you're over 100% status chance, just fun fact. Because if this got to... let me see. Yeah, if this was, what, 150% status? One sec. %148% status. At 148% status, that'd be 148.96. That'd be... yeah, at 148% status chance, the blast at the bottom of this panel here would say 100%. So the chance for each status effect type per hit, puncture whatever, corrosive whatever, blast would say exactly 100. And yet, you and I both know that 148% status chance here does not mean we're always going to be proccing blast every single hit. That's not how it works. This tooltip works only until 100% status chance. After that, it gives you an idea, but it is technically incorrect. Does the corrosive even do anything at this point? Well, I mean, corrosive is just innate to the weapon. I'm not modding it in there. If you're suggesting there's something I could do about it. But as for what it's doing, corrosive procs do make the targets more vulnerable to damage, both direct and from blast. Yeah, it's just kind of there. It is just kind of there. And aside from going for some cookie cutter build, which is not honestly going to do anything even more impressive, I think that's the limit of it. Yeah, I think that is just the limit of it here with Encaus. Oh well. Right. As a matter of curiosity, what did I have on my Valkyrie Talons? Yeah, so I've gone with the exposure viral approach there. On a test do not copy build. Interesting. Do not copy it, guys. It says so. Not allowed. Illegal. Now, speaking of new weapons, there are others I have not yet taken the time to investigate. Poor old Tenet Quanta here. I unlocked it and then just didn't level it yet. 56.2 on the magnetic bonus is pretty nice. Comes with 3 polarities built in, including a D polarity. That's a little unusual. Alternate fire shoots energy cubes that explode after 8 seconds when hitting enemies. Shooting the cubes triggers a larger and stronger explosion. And potato, yeah, either. I mean, I don't usually potato things before I start leveling them. Or at least the two kind of happen in the same session. Yeah, we can throw a potato into that. Ta-da! Right, let's get this thing leveled up. Now, because the Quanta is a bit of a finicky weapon, I won't be able to use my usual go-to leveling process. So let's just slap some mods on here without really thinking too hard about them. Yeah. And is this a weapon that wants to crit? Yes, it is. So let's just put some crit things on here. Cool. And why not? There we are. And switch you over to Vazarin. There we are. Eleanor's a 25% Coda Bibonico. Ew. Luckily for... Wrong slot. Luckily for me, I have the Coda Bubonico right there, and it's a 46.6. But thank you for the reminder, Oni. Alright, let's get this weapon leveled up nice and quick. I should have taken off my secondary and melee. Whoops, this is going to take longer than intended. Let's give everyone some roarage. I can shoot those. I'm turning enemy highlighting on. I'm not playing for Una at the moment. I can enable myself to see what's going on, plus. Nice meter either? Damn, I really didn't think about the leveling, did I? I can't tell how far this reaches. Hello. And goodbye. Hail just vanished. Ah, we must be... Yep. Uriel's done their thing. That's cool. Hello, Mirai. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, not gained a lot of affinity here this run. When it comes to it, I'm not going to stick it out for the next round because there's a lot of ways I can just improve this. The affinity I'd be gaining. I need to take those steps.
A new data conduit is open.
Saboteur said, personally don't like putting blast on beam weapons, as the boom effect will be 3 times of each tick or pellet. Whilst that is true there, the rapidity of the attack, combined with the status chance, means that you'll be getting lots of those little explosions. As opposed to a slow-firing single-target weapon where you're getting big, intermittent explosions. You're still getting the same average output of what one would expect. When you add on the squared scaling from multi-shot, it should work out. The bigger issue is always the range of the application, I found. It doesn't matter how good the blast is, if enemies are 6 meters away from each other, you've done nothing. I was saying, did eat breakfast, prepare for work, saw you live. Hold on. Breakfast, prepare for... Did you get breakfast in the evening? Or am I misinterpreting your time of day? There we go. You work 1 hour ago and you go to work in around an hour. Damn, alright. Fair enough. Maybe I've switched over to nights. My condolences. Is it me or is there a delayed damage point on this? I mean, it might be the lag of the host, but... It doesn't feel... snappy. I can't switch to another weapon to test because I don't have other weapons on me right now. I'm nearly max ranked now though. That's good. God damn. Yeah, someone is pumping out the kills. one also do delayed damage? Can't say. There's an animation to it. Casting is snappy, so that's fine. Oh, it looks about right. But yeah, you see bits like that, and it just feels like I'm painting it for a moment before things hit. What's going on with that? That looks weird. There is definitely a delay there, isn't there? When I start firing the gun, it takes a moment for it to reach it. It might be ping, which is why I'm going to have to see that in my own mission. But it feels more pronounced at distance, so it feels like it's, despite the visual of it being a near enough instant beam, it feels like the time it takes to reach that extent is a lot longer than it visually shows. That's weird. Gonna try that out. I'd forgotten just how blinding that is. I full focused on that, not looking at chat there. Full focused on that, screen just goes, wah! Oh dear, you and your white screens. Right. First, into Sim.
You are a true hunter. Where would the sanctuary be without...
Come on. And a few load screens later. Okay, first of all, at very long ranges shouldn't even hit. Never mind, I don't know what the range of this weapon is. But yeah, there is definitely that time delay there, isn't there? I missed. See, that one felt snappy. And this is 50-meter range. Yeah, that about tracks, doesn't it? Yep. 50 meters. Well done. Really likes the Tenet Quanta. Feels good for them. Interesting. So there is this alt fire to it, which I'm supposed to do that with? Did Arsenal not show the range? I didn't look for it. Here we go. Oh, gotta reload. Where were those cubes going? Well, this is a funky weapon. Like, points for weirdness. That's the Quanta series in a nutshell right there, just firing out weird cubes and shooting them. Now that is the extent of its unique trait, isn't it? Yeah, alternate fire shoots at energy cube, shoots at cubes, triggers larger and stronger explosion. So we see our normal attack, beam range 50, yep, there it is. Secondary has its direct damage and radial attack. Direct is higher, okay. And then the higher effect is not mentioned. Also, wait. What? What? That doesn't look like 0.5 meters. Any second now. Yeah, that's not 0.5 meters. What? Huh? That's not correct. So what else isn't correct here? Where are my numbers down? Okay. What does the wiki say is actually happening here? Tenet Quanta. So the wiki has its beam damage, yep, fair enough. And then cube direct hit into cube explosion. Cube explosion, wiki says 0.5 meters. So it's transcluded data, but that's not correct. Right. And then cube shot by player, according to wiki, is a 6 meter range. Damage increases 4 times over of what we have here. No change to crit stats. No change to status. So it is 4 times the power and 6 meter radius. God knows what the actual base radius is. Interesting. Sam will say head explosion damage from shooter cube is higher, letting it explode itself. Yeah. I was just more having a look as to like that. So, okay, that. What am I hitting? Yeah, so that does look to be that 6 meters as advertised. So if I just try and, oh well, that's. I would like to add my contribution to the Tenno space program. Apparently, I need to aim downwards to go into the sky. If I pop this over there. Get an idea as to where it is. Okay, it's in the middle of that. How far does this blast reach? When it does it. It reached all the way over to this one. What? Well, that doesn't seem to be a different range at all. So that is... yeah, pretty much in that back row there. Didn't quite reach that one, but it did reach this one. Kitty... this is why I don't have cats for testing. They're just... they cannot sit still to save their life. Is it always 6 meters? That's what I'm beginning to pick up here. So... this target has not been shifted off its starting spot. So its starting spot there is 6 meters from here. So if I can try and just put something down just slightly over the line... that might be a bit too far. Let's find out. No, it took damage. It took damage. Wiki can be wrong a bit more often lately. I don't know about a bit more often lately, but Wiki can be wrong. In this case, Wiki has trusted the game, and the game is wrong, unfortunately. The game lied by saying 0.5 meter range. It's very clearly not. And also, the game has not given us the damage of the enhanced effect, despite it being the entire unique trait. Never a fan of that, but it does it a lot. From Tilly, so you seem like the guy that could help me. You seem to know everything. Oh, I don't. Why are all my chats dead on Warframe? So confused. Nothing in trade chat for 2 hours. I mean, let's see if mine are dead. First test is it you or everyone? Yeah, you can see my trades filter out people trying to sell stuff, people talking ribbons and relics. But yeah, we're seeing people trying to buy stuff. Crit delay at 15. Is that person scamming? I'm just going to distract myself. Oh no, that's going right. Huh. Fair enough. Anyway. Yeah, that's working. So then, Tilly. Are you on PC or on console? You on PC or console? And if you're on console, which console? Oh, ads? Right. Okay. You said add double D. I wasn't sure if you're adding. No. Add. You have an ad right now. Oh, okay. How do you filter? Yeah. That is... say if we're in any of these chats, it's in the search. And you can both include or exclude terms. So like if I want to include only people who are talking about critical. So now it'll only show messages which include the word critical, but don't say relic, don't say riven, don't say WTS. And you can just clear them as you need to as well. And it is per chat basis, so it doesn't affect the others at the same time. This is very useful for recruitment chat, because say if you're looking for people who want to do just the Axie V12, if that exists, you filter V12. Alright, so Tilly, welcome back. What platform do you play on, please, Tilly? What platform do you play Warframe on? Because this might be a thing that affects other people. We can try to figure it out. Xbox. That narrows it down. Tilly, if you're comfortable with saying so, what country do you reside in, please? If you don't mind saying so. UK. Figured it out. Tilly, you have been affected by the Online Safety Act. Whatever reason, your account is currently flagged as not age verified. You need to verify the age of your Xbox account. Once you get that verified, that should re-unlock the ability to interact with the general public. So yes, you are currently behind a legal barrier that has been implemented as a result of the OSA here in the UK. And if you don't like that, the only thing I can recommend outside of, just going through the motions is contacting your local MP and let them know what you think about it, how it impacts you. We can't go any further into that because this is not a politics channel. I have a strict rule against that, so that is just the direct information as to what's going on there for you. Why that only seems to be coming up for Xbox players, that bit I don't know. Yeah. Best luck with that, Tilly. Hopefully that does resolve that for you at the very least. Yeah, so Tenet Quanta. Stats-wise, taking these values as they are, we've given it the crit boosting, and those are some spicy crit stats. In terms of its beam effect, if I just slap that next to the Tenet Glaxion here, we see Tenet Glaxion has a slightly higher fire rate, no innate multi-shot, okay. But it comes out to about the same base damage, but as we already know from innate multi-shot on beams, I mean, that's going to start stacking up on the rest, yeah. Would it mean you can't trade through Warframe Market? Tilly, it depends on if you can send people a message. There is a not insignificant risk of being locked to having to befriend people to message them. You're going to need to give that a try. In fact, Tilly, you can try it right now. Send me a message. If you could use copy-paste, I don't know if you'll be able to, but if you can use copy-paste, !join will give you a copy-paste message. Otherwise, just in your chat window, /W, and then the Kengineer, and then hi. See if you can send me a message about befriending me. If you can't, then you'll know you won't be able to use Warframe Market either. Because you'd just be locked out of messaging people who aren't friends, and most traders don't add people just to trade. They're too busy. Alright, so stats-wise, Tenet Glaxion has double the status chance. However, we know that the multi-shot here of 2 is going to increase that status per projectile from 26 to 52 functionally. This is a 52% status, 36 damage beam and base. Oh, that message has come through there for you, Tilly, assuming that is you. Starting to wonder if you are old enough to interact. What a username right there. Okay. The only privately message. You might be restricted to that for now then, Tilly, yeah. Warframe Market runs on private messages, so you can still give that a try. But yes, your exposure to the general public has been limited through whatever mechanisms they work with. Like 10 years ago it cost money to change? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, crit stats. Telequanta has a higher critical chance and has a higher critical damage. And has a higher beam range, higher magazine, same reload time, better ammo max. So what does the Glaxian have then? Nothing. It has photon overcharge, but that's an augment. I'm comparing weapon to weapon, not technically augments right now. So is it me, chat, or is this one strictly just better than the Glaxian? Wait, does the Glaxian have a chain that I forgot about? And if so, what is the chain on it? Tenet Glaxian. Oh, it does chain for 50% of previous hits, so that'll be 75% more damage than stated. Plus AoE is AoE. Okay, yeah, so that is the difference there. So as much as the crit stats are higher, and by quite a bit, as much as the status output should be higher, and as much as the damage output is a little bit higher at base as well there, the fire rate brings it down just a little bit. But yeah, not having chaining is the trade-off there, and so it comes down to then how quickly can you utilize those radial attacks, and how effective are those radial attacks. If indeed the radial attack, if we take the detail as given on the wiki is correct, if the wiki stating the triggered cubes are 600 base damage rather than 150, so 4 times the damage there. Ignoring the direct damage because we're looking for AoE effectiveness. Crits on those, oh god, don't exist. Oh, that's okay. Not a fan of that. That's gonna bring it down a bunch. Hold the line. So with this very minimal crit modding here, and the damage just as listed in the arsenal, I'm not going to care about multiplying in Merciless right now, spare me. Hey, there you go, Tilly. Yeah, just using photos is common for a lot of these age verifications. Fun fact, some of them are defeatable by various video games that have character customization as part of them. Now, I'm not suggesting that that is a appropriate way of approaching age verifications, and certainly I wouldn't go so far as to recommend any games with a character creation system that has been shown to defeat some of these. But completely separate to that, did you know that EVE Online allows you to create free accounts indefinitely and has a character customizer that is 3D modeled, allows you to rotate them and definitely give a adult appearance to it. Anyway, those are just some interesting things about EVE Online. I play that game a fair amount, yeah. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So, with these stats as we've got them, 916.4 multiplied by 1 plus 0.93 for the crit chance, multiplied by 5.7 for the critical bonus, because 1 times is the base damage. We get an average hit there, just taking these numbers as face value, of 5,774. The AoE on this is 2k modded, so with the 4 times that's 8k, no fall off over 6 meters. And then bring in 8k against those crit stats. So 2121.3 times 4 times the crit modifier. We're looking at an explosion base of just under 13,000. So if this hits 3 times a second, it's more powerful on a single target basis. The fire rate I've got here, granted with critical delay, screwing it up slightly, but that 14 I think is my companion trying to bring it back up again. With a fire rate of 14, if you can transfer your hits to 5 targets, yeah, that'll just... You'd need to deploy this 5 times against 5 targets a second continuously. Now you can launch more than one of these per second, so that balances a bit there. Not sure on that. Not sure. Okay. I think, again, we know that range is wrong. So it is, by all appearances, basically a slightly funky Tenet Galaxian, which Tenet Galaxian is not a bad weapon. It's a funky Tenet Galaxian with a little bit of a delay on beam reaching its full range. It doesn't have the innate chaining, instead it has that AoE to interact with. That you launch it and then you shoot it, which I still find a little bit weird. Well, I mean, it's a weird gun. Of course I find it weird. That is a weird thing. A gun that launches a electric cube for you to trigger into an explosion. That's weird. Magnetic cube, sorry. Bit of both. Bit of everything. I don't even know. Yeah. Very weird. This is the company that invented the shock rifle? Is that supposed to be as weird as this? Moose? I feel like I'm missing a detail on that one. Overall, looks viable. Plenty viable. Let's compare the stats real quickly to the NCALS. This should be hilarious. NCALS is slightly faster firing, but with a much shorter range, lower magazine, longer reload, no innate multi-shot, half the crit chance, lowered critical damage. Bear in mind that 3.73 times, that's got my companion fiddling with it. I keep forgetting companion affects base stats in the arsenal. NCALS is higher status, but lower damage. Got puncture instead of pure corrosive. And doesn't have the explosive capability. Yeah, that's a lot lower. You gotta give DE their credit. In terms of balancing weapons within their class, they are actually maintaining that balance there. The NCALS does not appear to be power creep for an MR12 beam. In fact, having it MR12 almost feels like too much for it. When we consider something like the Amprex is MR10, and one of my favorite weapons of all time, the Foreman, is MR8. If we take NCALS, Amprex has better mag, longer reload, half the beam range, but then all of that critical power. Double the crit chance, 0.4 higher on the crit damage, which is 1.8 rises to 2.2 when we ignore our companion. The status drops down a chunk, granted. And the direct damage goes down, but it's also a chaining weapon. with innate electric, so more damage from status, which is what beams are good at, status damage. It's kind of a surprise that the Amprex is rated at MR10, but the NCal's MR12. Alright, so, let's go back to the Quanta. I see a request to run the Tenet Quanta with Rhino equipped. We can certainly do that. Where did Rhino go? Grab that Rhino. Now, as much as they're set up for that, that's not technically set up for multi-shot. We'd need to put the multi-shot in through here and try and make use of it from that. Yeah, there we go. Let's grab that overcharge. Let's switch this over to Xeneric so I can charge up that way. And you know what will help me charge up even more? I could put Nourish on. I could absolutely subsume Nourish to help even further on that side. Yeah, let's do that. Well, that is not a system people usually message me through whilst I'm on stream. How do I disable that sound, plus? God damn it. Where is that one? No! Stop! I'm working! Stop! Okay. There we go. D&D enabled. I don't know if that sound was coming through for y'all, but those are my Steam messages. Right. Yeah, I'm actually surprised we've not had surprise Steam notification on stream sooner. Like, in all 6 years of streaming, that might actually be the first time I've had unwanted stream notifications during stream. God, that's hard to say. Alright, let's throw a former onto you. Up. And then with that former in place, what do I want to add to this? We've already got the main source of multi-shot. We've got direct damage there as well. We don't want beam range to increase because we've already got 50. So, do I Firestorm this? It does work on the range. What the? We know that's not correct, but imagine if that was correct. Hurrah! I've got 22 centimeters of additional range. Yeah! Oh, I should probably have a look at what that Steam notification was about anyway. Nope, wasn't even something pressing. Okay. Yep, let's take this as is. This is fine. Was there a different V polarity swap around? Nope, everything is stocked. Cool, let's go level it. 22 centimeters of additional boom range? Absolutely. Truly the most balanced of all weapons. 22 centimeters of boom. Alright. Let's go. Oh, I didn't put on the Nourish. Darn it. I'm not host. I can quit. I wanted Nourish on there so I could get the energy, so I can get the multi-shot, so I can get the Boomba. Right. Because I never use Rhino as one. Not on this setup. Greedy boy needs the feedy boy. Okie dokie. Have your bits and pieces. I just happen to have Cryotic lying around. Okay. There we are. Now we slap that onto there, onto there, onto done. And away we go. Oh, and wait, no, companion. Back to Eevee. There we go. Right. Now we've got Companion, Focus School, no extra weapons, Rhino, Nourish, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we've got everything. These should work. What have we got? Octavia, Wisp, and Valkyrie. Oh, it looks like we're all trying to level off each other. That might not work out. Let's try it anyway.
Your duty in this experiment is to dispatch as many specimens as efficiently as possible.
Nourish, Iron Skin, Raw, Activate. Oh yeah, look at that energy gain. Oh, look at that energy gain. We're gonna have that multi-shot in no time. Yeah, for a 6-meter explosion on those, it's slower than my bullet jump. It doesn't inherit the speed of my bullet jump. It costs 1/10 of my ammo. It's not auto-fire on launching extra cubes. Let's give the raw buff out to everyone. Jeez, that launched at me. And if you're watching in 3D somehow, would have just been jump scared by that one. In terms of beam go burr, yeah. On this level of enemies, beam do indeed burr. Can't reach that far. If it's a short range beam, I can get a physical concept as to how far I can reach with it. For some reason, 50 meters of beam, my brain just says, that's a long range beam. How long? Doesn't compute. I can't seem to reasonably grasp how far that range is at that point. Because it looks like it's just converging at the very edge of anywhere. Is that wall in range? I think it is. Yes, it is. Just about. How we doing on leveling? Level 22, we got a chunk of the way there. Are people going through? So far, no. Yeah, I understand. Do the corpus need that much range for weaponized mining laser? I mean, it depends on what you're mining, really. You know, if you're digging into something that might have a little bit of an explosive kickback on it, would you want to be up close? I wouldn't. Rocks are heavy and gas is explosive. You gotta give yourself a bit of space. Hellfire, loads of different games have mining lasers that stretch far further than that. Pure Electric? Well, they modified it, didn't they? They took out the focusing crystals or something something. Alright, that's going to load us straight into an Equinox Enjoyer one. Looking at their landing craft there, I believe it. And the Equinox Enjoyer is using Umbra. You lied to me. There it is. Oh, thank you, Spruce. Actually, you know what? That nails it. Yep. I know exactly the range we work with now. distance Usain Bolt can cover in 4.79 seconds. I mean, why didn't I think of that sooner? What other measure do you need in life than the distance covered by Usain Bolt? Damn, that looked like a really delayed kill on that one. I'm not sure if I'm even the one who killed it. There is certainly a delay with this weapon, isn't there? Look at that. Some enemies die instantly to it. That one's out of range. But others, I swear, I paint them for just a moment before they actually decide they're going to die. Again, it could just be host lag. Let's be real. It took a while for the portal to spawn. Maybe it is host lag. Kengineer experiences ping for first time on stream. Live reaction, you know. To be honest, ping in any kind of shooter is just painful to deal with as soon as it becomes even slightly noticeable. Were they out of range or was that lag? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I'm a shooter at rank 27. Keep up the roar, keep up the shoot. Nothing more. Can we get our loot? Loot being affinity. I'm not going to stick around for loot. Let's see, we there? Nearly. A few more Xmas should do it. Oh, one more Xmas in fact did it. Splendid. Oh wait, no, we're not at max rank. Shit. Yeah, it's Tenet Quanta. I need to go to level 32. No! I thought I was done. No! The curse. The curse of these dreaded weapons. The hubris. Oh well. I got rank 31. I'm definitely not going to hit 32 before this all finishes. There's no way enough enemies are going to spawn to give me that. 2 people have gone through. Let's see, what were their kill rates like? I got the most kills.
Enter the data conduit.
Have fun without me, guys. Have fun without me. That's, I got the most kills there.
Hunter, the sanctuary will go on without you.
Oh boy. Yeah. I think I'll finish leveling that some other time for now. Right now, it's about time we set ourselves up with a cheeky little giveaway, I think. So let's kill the in-game music, because we're going to be loading up the out-of-game music through the giveaway arena. Now, I have done a little bit of editing to this, a little bit of changes in the back end more than anything, so I'm hoping I've recompiled it correctly and nothing breaks. It seemed to work, but no program survives first contact with the users, does it? Let's see. Well, okay, that's working so far. That's looking good. The stream recognized the updated program. I didn't need to change anything there. Let's set 75 plat giveaway, and let's set a timer on this of 5 minutes. I have introduced a timer button. You can't see the functions. You can see where the mouse is. That's what the arena you guys see, but off the edge I have all the control panel just around the side of the program. So, let's set 5 minutes on that. Let's open up the drawer. There we go. Exclamation mark enter in the chat for a chance to win 75 plat. Let's get my face out of the way. There we go. Got 5 minutes to enter into that. Exclamation mark enter in the chat for a chance to win the 75 plat. The reason for 5 minutes, I'm going to quickly step away from the stream here on BRB whilst you join in for a chance to win that. Right, I am back. Quick reminder, exclamation mark enter into the chat for a chance to win that 75 plat. Maybe I was a little overzealous setting that 5 minutes. It's fine. Gives you all plenty of time to pop on in. Maybe I was saying, can't wait for the inevitable timer missed me. Well, his fun thing is that it doesn't automatically launch the moment the time runs out. So as much as I set the timer to say draw closes in however many minutes, it requires the controller, myself, to actually send the giveaway. Because I implemented that way so that, say if I was chatting with someone about something important, or we're trying to fix someone being unable to enter for some stupid reason, I could go ahead and address that without the draw just kind of automatically taking focus. Automation where it's useful, not automated where it wouldn't be useful. Now there is unfortunately a bug, a bug that I should probably take the time to fix on this. The timer doesn't go down to 3 minutes and 2 minutes and 1 minute. At 3:01 it goes down to 260. At 2:01 it goes down to 160. You'll see in just a moment it'll go down from 1:01 to 60 seconds, 59, 58. There's the slightest oversight on my end there. The slightest oversight. And to be honest, I'm not entirely sure how that oversight happened, because it should be comparing times to the second at times to the second and saying how many minutes apart are these times. Yeah, if there is 3 minutes left, it should go, well, these are 3 minutes apart. Alright. So we take the number 3, and that's how many minutes there are. It should be taking that. And the thing is, it should be reporting it back as a fraction, so if it's exactly 3 minutes apart, then it's 3 minutes apart. If it was 2 minutes 59, would be fine, would be below 2 minutes anyway, so it's just good. I don't see any reason it should be rounding somehow to 260. I don't know how that would happen, I'll be honest. I guess I'd have to go into debugging and just have it report to me what time math it thinks it's doing, so I can read the debug report and go, ah yes, here is how it did math wrong. Queen really leaving it to the last moment there. You've been here for a hot minute, but there we are. Tomoyaki's in now. Prime Reaper, there we go. Last chances. Draw's going to be closing. And there we go. And you see, draw is imminent. It doesn't auto-run it. But now let's do our draw. Now this is still the draw that you know and love. This is still the draw that you know and love. Groundclaw, you are a little too late there. You had 5 minutes to join in. And the whole stream to find out about it in the first place. But all the same, let's see who is going to be our winner today. Who is going to be the one to take out the boss and claim that 75 plat today? It is Tomoyaki. Tomoyaki XD. No less than that.
Excellent work, Tenno. The extraction point is up ahead.
Congratulations, Tomoyaki. Tomoyaki, we don't have your details on a record. So if you could please use !IGN followed by your Warframe username and platform, we'll be able to get that plat sent on over to you. It is sent out automatically by DE, so you don't need to sign in, you don't need to do any bits and pieces, you just need to send the IGN command here in the chat. DE will send that platinum into your in-game inbox within the next 2 weeks. Simple as that. But you do need to use the command. All in one go, not just IGN. IGN with your username and your platform, all in one message. And then, yeah, good to go on that. And this goes for everyone. If you've not already done so, if this is your first time here on stream, you can also use that IGN message at any point whilst I am live, and that just records it then. So if you do win a giveaway, I know exactly where to send it. You don't have to worry about your keyboard running out of power midway through or something silly like that. But yeah, with that, GG Tomoyaki. Now, a quick note that I did mention briefly over on Discord in the Supporter Tea Lounge. I've had a couple people asking, is there going to be a Varuna Prime Access giveaway? Well, I hadn't got around to announcing it proper as yet, but yes, there will indeed be a Varuna Prime Access giveaway on this channel, and I intend to do that draw on Sunday next week. So this time next week, 19th of April, someone is going to be celebrating having themselves a Varuna Prime Access Pack sent to their inbox right from DE, completely for free as part of that giveaway. I'll be doing full announcements on that on Discord, on Blue Sky, on YouTube, as when the Varuna Prime video comes out that I'm working on there, so you can look forward to that. Tomoyaki, you're gonna have to try again there. It looks like you just slightly missed the exclamation mark. I don't know if you're on mobile or some other keyboard, but yeah. Gotta try that one again, sorry. You're nearly there. Right. Everyone else, though, that is where we're going to wrap it up now. Thank you very much for joining in. We have defeated the guilty using a LAVOS on a health tank, no less. Health tank LAVOS could take on the guilty. It took a few tries, but we got there. We've had a look at the encals. It is very decidedly a basic beam weapon. And had a bit of a look at the Quanta. It is definitely an upgraded beam weapon. There is a very clear progression of power there. Maybe I should compare it to the Torrid. Yeah, maybe not. But that's where we're going to wrap it up. Thank you all for joining in. I'll see you on Wednesday for some more Warframe, if you are around then. If not, catch you when I do catch you. Have yourselves a wonderful start to your week. Bye-bye.